guys are flying. You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warning? Please. But if I was a cop and the person told me, I'll be like, I might have slapped him like, and I want to give you.
I don't want to slap
so fucking bad. But you told me that your license, you just got your license back. I ain't gonna get your license.
I've seen one too many bodies.
I promise I won't do it again.
I've seen one too many bodies, man. You know how many of those
In case you missed it, in his first interview following his release from prison, Young Thug talked about his altercation with Gunna.
I just like to help people, you know.
One of those artists was Gunna. You guys did a ton of songs together.
Yeah.
Very successful on your label.
Yeah.
He was arrested about the same time as you. I think a lot of people wonder what that relationship is like now.
Yeah. I know everybody wondering that.
What's it like?
I don't know.
All of this is related to his recent song, Money on Money, which he co-wrote with Future. In addition to rapping, Broid, you a rat, Twin, you a pack, he also raps. These guys telling for nothing, and I got to be the one calling them friends, ultimately acknowledging that he doesn't like Gunna snitching in the courtroom, but he was reprimanded for it. As per the press, Young Thug's legal troubles continue to bother him. He gets singled out by Atlanta police after being released from prison. I apologize, but Young Thug's continued involvement in rap cannot keep him out of jail. Your use of lyrics to keep people interested in your music always breaks his probation, but all of this was predicted by researchers, and it was announced in his discussion of Young Thug's release. The scholar asserts that the court is using his conditions as a ruse to push him back into jail, predicting that Thug will fail and end up serving 20 years.
Some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. But he's always gonna talk about him and his doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, me is like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about again. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody knows Thug was not that weight, so we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how.
However, when a rumor said that Wack 100 had 2 hours of tape showing Gunna conversing with Young Thug in an interrogation room, everything went completely sideways, caused people to worry that the federal government was getting ready for another YSL case.
Gunna, hey Gunna, listen, I'm putting it together. I'm gonna give you some time. I don't know, 24 hours, 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 1 hour. I don't know. I'm gonna give you some time though, Gunna, for you to go ahead on and confess to the world about all the telling you did. You know that interrogation? Yeah, guess who got it? 2 hours? Boy, you was in there talking more than Hurricane Katrina. The only thing he did wrong was let him record him. You know what I'm talking.
To highlight this, Young Thug would use unusual terms without naming them during a quick Instagram live.
Stink, I miss you.
I miss you too. What you doing?
Nothing, bored. You don't like him?
No, if I'm up in the room.
Cause you was being mean. He felt your energy.
Man, I don't even play. I fly all the way to LA. Is that?
He ain't gonna touch you.
However, scholars told us that Thug called other rappers in the industry and told them to avoid Gunna while he was behind bars.
Streets are so atrocious. Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a if you believe me. That's what he sent to. Or he sent a message to Dirk, Baby. There's a few other rappers, I just won't call their names. Just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not fucking with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out, Gunna kinda hot. Ain't like you're trying to really jump and work with Gunna.
But as it became widely shared, Thug knew he had to respond. When he went live on Instagram, he started laughing.
I'm live.
I just jumped on here to let you ladies know that yes, a goat can go live. Whoa! What's up? Who up right now? What's up? Who up right now?
However, it was made public soon after the Chief of Staff announced that his office was preparing to fight against a potential 4PF. To make matters worse, however, the police are now introducing evidence in court. According to one court reporter, Investigator V is on the stand. Wiretapped calls are being heard by us. It was mentioned that some people had tickets on Lil Baby's heads, which meant that Baby paid to have them removed.
Like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by, what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Or
and who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones had wanted to have people harmed?
Correct.
All right, moving on.
Rappers started to react shortly after the Atlanta DA played Baby, initially against Young Thug. Rappers in Atlanta, take care. This is the same DA who tried to arrest the individual with whom Gunna Young Thug. Lil Baby was transferred to the county jail to be questioned regarding the deaths of Lamont Freeman and Jacot Davis, according to a noteworthy update on the child. Atlanta police claim they are curious as to why he closed at 4 p.m.
Atlanta police are blaming a local rapper's music video for the deaths of two teen-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just a concert. I was waiting for Lil Baby to come by my photographer.
At that point, Baby gave an explanation for why he closed 4PF, his record company. Baby claims that in response to the reports, he closed his record company to avoid being associated with a street squad.
Pockets full had to come to an end, you know what I'm saying?
When you say of course, I mean, why you say of course?
Because it's the shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, like, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first, you know what I'm saying? I never would've went that route, but I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Right.
Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
At this point, the issue was brought up by Gunna's lawyer. I was Gunna's lawyer, he says, but I'm not talking for him. The only purpose of this lengthy piece is to lay out the facts. Gunna wasn't cooperative and didn't say or do anything to help Thug's case.
And you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes concurrently.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein Hyder and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes.
Following an Alford plea, he served 8 months in prison until being released in December 2022. At Thug's trial, Gunna was never even called as a witness, and his plea was rejected. He was sentenced to 5 years of suspended imprisonment without the possibility of probation, travel restrictions, reporting obligations, or housing restrictions. Media reports claim that within the last 2 years, he has performed all over the world, earned millions of dollars, and gained international fame and celebrity. Conversely, Thug went to trial in Nolo and eventually pleaded guilty, received a 30-month jail sentence, followed by 15 years of probation with reporting requirements. They are not even allowed to live in Atlanta. Those who haven't quit insulting Gunna should get over it. However, a fan's tweet that said, "Once you all understand the full consequences of gun snitching in that YSL trial, you'll understand why Thug and Baby will never get along with him again," went viral. Shortly after the news broke, the Atlanta Police Department accused Lil Baby of being responsible for the last summer 2 young people died. In connection with the deaths of Lamont Freeman and Jacot Davis, the Atlanta Police Department announced at a press conference that 7 arrests had been made. The incidents were part of a gang fight that started last May after 3 people were injured during a Lil Baby's music video shoot, according to Major Ralph. With reference to Lil Baby, the officer continued, "This team will work tirelessly to hold you accountable."
Investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
Only because a woman who was on the news also posted on Facebook that Lil Baby was there, alerting Baby's operations to the location, did anything happen when Baby was making a music video on an operations.
Where y'all at? We over here kicking it. We got Lil Baby shooting a video around here. We know how we do it at Slapping Taco. Baby, there he go, there he go. Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up, cause you already know how he doing this Slapping Tacos, baby.
The police assert that the operators were unaware that Baby was filming there, and that only her footage grabbed their attention. The federal government, oddly enough, still places the blame on Lil Baby. Baby was being held at the Clark County Detention Center on $5,000 bail after being caught on Monday night for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit. It was disclosed the following week.
I need 20 bands, call the number for me. Hey, security, the black guy, call the number for me. They locking me up for a but I got license. Security, I give you 200 bands a year. I swear to God, security. Security, I give you 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands here. And lady, my check leave at 9:10. Nah, check me good. I got to my nuts. Check me good. You on the counter? I got to my nuts. Check me good. I got to. All right, y'all let me that car shoot myself dead. Y'all fire.
However, it goes much deeper now that the evidence file of 4 PF on RICO documents was made public by scholars.
I've heard 2 of them. Like, I've heard the 2 of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever, but these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
However, scholars have come clean now that the YSL case is over, since Baby's most recent arrests are a clear sign that the federal government is pursuing.
I'll tell you some things that you're gonna have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fonnie Willis started targeting YSL, Fonnie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug. She got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were gonna get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Dirk, especially after Blonde died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we gonna get Dirk eventually. Doing the math? You see why Lil Baby is moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county, state watch.
And with Fannie Willis being unsuccessful with...
Fannie Willis wants to try Lil Baby next because she was unsuccessful in prosecuting Young Thug And many people think that gun snitching is the reason why Baby is being pursued, due to the fact that Lil Baby was arrested for unlawful window tinting a month after Gunna was...
Huh? Man, you know why I pull you over? These windows, they tinted. You can't see nothing out.
I'm a celebrity, man. Nobody can't see me. Give me my ticket. Let me ride.
I don't know what celebrity you are.
It don't matter. Just give me my ticket. Let me ride. I can't have nobody seeing me right here. I'm gonna let my window up.
Oh, yeah, you good, but you can't have that tinted window, man.
All right, just give me the ticket. Have a good day, man.
Now, who are you? You say you,
My name Lil Baby.
Okay, I just need you to sign right here, okay?
You got a pen?
827.
You don't be want to have these. You gotta have tents, man. That's crazy. I take a ticket, then somebody follow me home.
Put a 32.
Huh?
You can put a 32. If you got a medical exception, you can, get the 10.
Many may wonder how Lil Baby was imprisoned for this altercation after the body cam footage was tainted. Online lawyers believe that Baby was stopped and detained by another police officer for unknown reasons after his identification was flagged when it was entered into the system. He flew out his lawyer, which was lucky for Lil Baby, and he was freed on bond that same evening.